Alright. I probably won't put this up later, but I figured since I hadn't made a video in a while, I might as well stream and answer some questions. Because I know a few people have had questions. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, but for the most part, I'm probably just going to be, hey, what's up, man? Alexandru, I think. For the most part, I'm just going to be working on, like, documentation and things, but, like, I don't know. People have been asking me questions about, like, how the config works and all that kind of stuff, so if anyone comes in that's interested in any of that stuff, I can explain it. Alright, so this was the first thing I was going to be working on. Actually, do I have a, yeah, I think I have a thing for this. Activate DS. Alright. Actually, I'm going to need a... Let's see, we have, it's from one of these notebooks. I think my data structures one has it. Yeah, environment.yaml. Well, that depends, Peter. I think it's worth it to learn Vim just anyway, just like the bindings for Vim. But like if you have to write Java every single day, I recommend you probably just use IntelliJ. Because it's hard to really recommend anything else for like Java, and I don't know. It just depends, like whatever you like for your flow. But it's still in IntelliJ, you can still just get like Vim bindings. So I definitely recommend doing that. Like learning regular Vim is still useful for just like making quick edits and writing things. So let's see, where was I going? Oh yeah, where are we? Yeah, repos. This thing. Let's just say, call it DS. I'll just call it Corona. Jupyter Lab. Do I need that? Yeah, for this is like development dependencies, so I'll just leave that there. My widgets, Plotly. I don't need this. Don't need that. Probably do need this. Probably need matplotlib. We'll do deep speech. Don't know what else this thing needs. Let's find out. Try and start it up. Yeah, I think it's to start up the speech recognition one. It's just Python. Thanks, man. I plan on making videos at some point. Again, I've just been kind of, all over the place. Hopefully before the end of summer, I'll get other stuff out. I do have other ideas. It's not like I have a lack of things that I want to do, but I just need I don't know. Just need to feel like doing it again. I think we'll combine them. I'll use IDEs, but with Vim commands. Yeah, I recommend using IDEs with Vim commands. Student learning C++ next semester, study Java, final year, work with Python. That's funny. I figured you'd start with Python. See, through school I did through school I did basically all C++ and MATLAB for the most part, and a little bit of Java. So speech recognition. There we go. And see, no Pi audio. So wait, do I have... This is something I need to actually fix because I don't think I did. It's in my Conda RC. Yeah, this guy. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm just gonna kill that really fast. Oh no, this stupid thing again. Oh, I know why this happens. I hate that this happens. I have to figure out exactly why. But it always, like if I go to share, if I go to fonts, I have to fix this. If anyone knows how to fix this, tell me why I'm stupid. And if I move it into junk, we'll do sudo, because it's already there. So we'll do rm // junk ttf. I don't know what this font is. Sudo. Yeah, it's a directory. So I want to do -rf. Thank you. And then we'll do that. Now if I go like this, should be back. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why that happens. And alternatives for VimWiki. No, not really. I feel like, I don't know. VimWiki is just like, I just don't see the purpose for doing that kind of stuff. I know people in the Discord server have been getting real big into Emacs and like org mode and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I don't really use a lot of that stuff. I pretty much, how I keep all of my stuff like organized, like all of my documentation or whatever, right? Like I just keep everything in my blog, which I just recommend everybody just get one of those, and then you don't even have to care. I guess you could set it up with something like VimWiki, but I just create a directory that's like, all right, so maybe something like I care about something for Linux or Neovim, right? And then I go inside Neovim, and then I just create a markdown file, which just keeps the documentation for the thing that I'm interested in. I feel like it's just such a heavyweight solution to use something like VimWiki when you could just create files and directories and keep them somewhere. Like instead of like keeping them on one system on one computer, you could just like just start up a blog, which takes like, I guess it's like $10 a year, right? And then let me see, let me open up Brave, and then you can just have all of your documentation just here, and then you can search by topic too. Like if you set it up like how I have this all this stuff like out there too, so you could probably set up like this entire blog in like a few minutes, maybe like 30 minutes. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, I was creating that environment YAML. So let's go back to, where was I? Oh yeah. Alright, so conda activate ds, yeah. And then we're going to do Python, speech recognition, no Pi audio. So let's do pip install Pi audio. I don't know if I need a specific version. Alright, let me add that to the thing really fast. Pi audio. Pi audio. And I think I'm also going to need web RTC VAD. Is that I think that's it. What do I think of i3? Started with Regolith. Regolith I know is the Ubuntu. Like Regolith. Hold up. Regolith. What is a regolith, by the way? The layer of unconsolidated rocky material covering bedrock. Okay. I don't get why they called it that, but hold up. Regolith Ubuntu. This thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like, most likely, and I don't know if like if you download it, but I can't imagine they do. I bet their config's pretty cool. I wonder if like I bet they have interesting things in there. Docs. I don't know if they have like a repo. They probably have it open source somewhere. There you go. Oh, it's read only. Fork of i3, blah blah blah. I don't know if it's still actively maintained. But config wizard, contrib. Huh. Yeah, I think you could probably get a lot of interesting things from i3 there, but I just recommend doing things with, I don't know. Like, it just depends. Like, if you really, like my brother, for instance, like, he just uses GNOME because it's just easier for him. Because you can get lost, like, if you're the kind of person that wants to spend, like, hours and hours and hours and hours configuring these kinds of things, and a lot of people pretend that they don't, but they totally do, then this is probably fine. Like, you can probably get into i3. But then there's, like, hopefully it just doesn't suck you down a rabbit hole where you're just like, all right, now I got to get on DWM or the next thing or the next thing or the next thing. So, but I don't know. i3 works for me. Like, I've just been sitting on i3 for a long time. I think the only one I would consider leaving i3, like actually consider leaving i3 for, would be Xmonad is pretty cool. And it's really easy to use, too. And Haskell's an interesting language. So I think that's the only one that I looked into where I'm like, okay, I would probably use that. But yeah, i3, I don't know, it's fine for me. It does everything I need it to do. It's not like, I don't know. I can't see myself needing much more than this. And it's like the simple one that everybody starts with and uses. But yeah, do you recommend using i3 WM for Mac? Well, you can't use it for Mac OS. I think there's something called Yabai or something like that as like a tiling window manager. But I guess if you booted Linux onto your Mac, or yeah, Linux onto your Mac, then yeah, sure, I would use i3. What was I working on? Oh yeah, so I need to pip install web. Why does it know all this? Must have done this before. All right. Okay, pip install SciPy. Pip install web sockets. I thought all of this was in here. Conda list env. Is it env or something like that? Or is it envs? Or is it nah, whatever. I'm just gonna install everything that I need. So it's WebSockets. What else? Create model field with blah blah blah. Oh yeah, that's because I might as well actually just do it in the deep speech thing and test it all out there. It's the same code, but it won't have all the models and stuff pulled down. Deep speech, speech recognition. Yeah, I think we want to do this. Maybe? No. Or it's just going to be speech recognition, yeah. Yep. Deep speech examples. Custom. Yeah. Multiple exceptions. I just had this thing working like the last time I was on here. These tools like Pelican or Jekyll for blogs, or you create it from scratch. So I'll show you exactly how my blog works, because I'm angry at this thing that I'm working on anyway right now. Alright, so basically, might as well just do this. So I could probably just show you like from here, and then we can go to my GitHub. All right, so this is the exact structure of my blog. So like if you git clone my blog, it's this. And could I make it a little bit easier to use? Probably, but I'll get around to that eventually, I guess. Basically, all I'm using Gatsby. I guess I did it mostly from scratch. I just used their regular like starter blog and kind of just went from there. So like if you go to like Gatsby's docs, and Gatsby's just a static site generator for that uses React, right? So Gatsby getting started, maybe started. This is probably really small. Oh, it's not that small. The thing up there is pretty small. Let's see, tutorial or quick start. Here we go. Gatsby CLI. Yeah, you could even just do it with new site, but I think I started with their starter blog in the tutorial. Gatsby building blocks. Let's see if it's this one. Here we go. So this was the one that I used. Gatsby new Hello World one or something like that, right? Just like whatever their starter blog is, because it doesn't matter. You're going to rip all of that stuff out of there anyway, because you're basically going to be doing it from scratch. So you might as well just do a new site or whatever. The only thing you really need is Gatsby CLI. You can just clone my repo and use it as a starter, and I recommend doing that because it can get painful to like start all these things up from scratch. Then you can just go into the blog and run Gatsby develop, and then it should show up on localhost 8, or I think it's 8,000 or 8080. I think it's 8,000 actually. So like, all right, am I in here? No, this is Neovim. So I'll just go inside repos, blog, and then just do Gatsby develop. So it should just work. Like you're gonna have to. The one thing I'm not leaving in here is that you have to npm. You have to npm I. Couldn't find blah blah blah. Verify Brave. Yeah. So like, I'm gonna need to probably do this. Get out of here, Nick. Working on PHP, Laravel, my work. You learned something new. I don't know, if you're using that stuff, I feel like everybody's on React and Node right now, right? So if you're trying to learn something new, I recommend React and Node. Now if I do Gatsby develop, this should work. Should work. We'll see. Let me see if I can get this chat. I know I can pop it out. Yeah, there we go. Install Gentoo. I would never install Gentoo. I value my time. Alright, so now that you have it started with like Gatsby develop, and Martin's uses Arch. That's impressive, man. I feel like it's so easy to use Arch anymore. Yeah, so Gatsby, no, it's not Gatsby, it's localhost, yeah, 8,000. So now it's up on localhost 8,000, the same exact blog that you see over here at my actual website, it's over here on localhost 8,000, right? So now like the same blogs here, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? So it's literally just up on my GitHub. If you npmi and you run Gatsby develop, you have my blog, right? So if you want to go from there, then let's just open up here. And let me talk about some of this stuff. So you won't have node modules until you npmi. So when you npmi, this node modules folder will show up. Utils, there's literally just one utility in here that just does some fun stuff that slugifies things. I got this from like a YouTube video or something, so this is really not that important. Public, you don't care about public. Assets is where I'm probably just going to be keeping my resume in the future, but this clearly is not done yet. Content, so really the only ones you care about, ignore cache, ignore Git, ignore assets. You can basically ignore utilities, you can ignore public, you can ignore node modules. The only ones that you care about is you care about content, because that's where all the, like if you notice, like, okay, this is where all the markdown files are, right? So like in here, markdown, markdown, markdown. It's just literally markdown, and you just keep it under different, you know, directories, which is like the kind of the topic or the tag or the subject, right? And then the only stuff you really care about that you're really going to be developing with is going to be everything in this source folder. And if you're using my blog, you can just swap around some CSS and you basically have your own. And then like my images, for instance, right? Like there's my logo. There's like one of the things on my portfolio page. There's my picture. Another thing on my portfolio page, another thing on my portfolio page, right? So like that's the only place where these images are being used, right? I probably should keep them in the assets directory, to be honest, but whatever. Pages are pages that don't need to be generated, right? So like these pages are like fully, they don't really depend on outside data too much, right? So you'll notice I probably, for the most part, I don't do any like, I I think you can, but like I just don't do really any GraphQL querying in here. Not that you can't, like you totally can, but for the most part, these things don't need, they're not templates, right? So like this is my index page, right? And I really should be componentizing, like creating components out of some of these things that I'm repeating, but like this is the index page, for instance, though, right? So like this page that is index is this page here. So no difference, right? Because this is just slash, right? So like then if I go to like /blog, right, then I'm at this page, which is a template. So let me see. And that's in here. So this is the blog post.js. And so like this is my comment section here, this get talk component. This right here is dangerously setting HTML, which is all the markdown right there. And the markdown all comes from a GraphQL query right here. And like GraphQL is just querying like all of your markdown. So yeah. Yeah, I see. The only reason I don't like Jekyll and I like Hugo and all those other things is I just think for web development, like a better skill to have, at least in my opinion, or a more marketable skill right now, is to be using React. So that's the only reason that I use it. The nice thing is, though, like the front matter and all these things, like all of the posts and all the documentation that you write is going to work. It doesn't matter what you're using, right? Like if you want to use Jekyll, if you want to use Hugo, or if you want to use Gatsby or whatever, like it's going to be fine because basically all of them use like this front matter thing at the top, and that's all it needs. It just needs front matter and then to be a markdown file, right? And that's all that really matters. So let's see. Oh yeah, I was trying to fix this other thing. The only other thing is with Gatsby blogs that I really like is the config file here. So like you can just pull in different plugins. Like you'll notice like it looks a little crazy for sure, like when you first start looking at it. But once like you understand that like I didn't write all this basically. Like I wrote some of this configuration here, but a lot of it is just a plugin that you just kind of copy and paste, right? So like this thing knows to get all of the markdown files, like the source file system. It knows to get all the markdown files because I told it, okay, look in the /content folder, right? This is like an offline plugin. This is for like, I guess images or something like that. This is for less. Less is like a, it's a CSS precompiler. KTech, that's how you can get like math equations and all that kind of stuff. CodeFence, you can actually run like Python code or Java code or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, all these plugins, like this one's for embedding YouTube videos. I haven't done that, but you can do that. This is how I get my XML feed, is I just keep this plugin right here and there. So I don't know, it's really useful and just easy to use. But let's see. Working on this thing, and I don't know why this isn't working. I gotta keep it up in a separate one. It might even be in this, yeah. Android mic custom, yeah. All right, so let's see if we can figure this out. What? Oh, conda activate DS. Yeah, so didn't receive a valid. Okay, so I think then the issue with that is I shouldn't be trying to make web calls right now because I don't have the server set up. So let's do web Alright, that might be good enough. We'll see. Alright. Reconnecting to what? I shouldn't be trying to do that. Oh, attempt to connect to server failed, yeah. It looks like it's working other than that right now, though, so... Get out of here. Serious? Alright. I'll just kill this then. Conda activate DS. Alright. And code speech. Maybe I'll just start up the NLP server. To start that up, I forget. Fast API is a little different. So if I look up Fast API, because it uses like Uvicorn or something like that, or Uvicorn, and I'm just kind of getting into that stuff right now. So yeah, here we go. So we want to do Uvicorn. Oh, I already had it. Wow. Okay, so we're going to do pip install. See, this is where that's going to get annoying, though. So we're probably going to need, might be able to just install, yeah, Fast API and PU. All right, now, really? Pip install Uvicorn. Already in use. What is it trying to use? Maybe it's 8,000. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. It was 8,000. Okay, so now that that's done, if I go to, it won't be in repos, it'll be in code. Maybe I'll put the WebSocket thing back in. Web. All right, probably, oh, there it goes. Other ghosts, yeah. All right, so now that this works, I'll probably actually write the documentation to get this thing working. Because I think this might be a thing that other people would be interested in working on. I get so caught up with looking at this, though. I gotta fix the server. Clearly the server's broken. Alright. So, let's see what I need to do with this. What should I... We'll start with the environment YAML and kind of go from there, I guess. I want to take this and put it somewhere else, though, because I don't want it to be in this. And I don't think I need anything else. Well, let me read this really fast, because I might need some... I may have done some weird stuff with paths. So, speech recognition. Excuse me. What the hell? Custom. Alright. So... Okay, it's getting it from models, and I think models is in this directory, so that's good. Yeah, so let me take this while I still have the models. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to write a script that pulls down these models too, and they have a better one out now too, Deep Speech. So that's something I'm gonna have to do. Let's do move custom mic stream. We'll move it to home, move it to repos, and we'll kill this, and then we'll move custom stream to, let's say, voice. Yeah, it's a little long, but whatever. Okay. Now, we don't want to use any of this anymore because honestly, I just want to take this. By the way, there is a thing called COC. I think it is, and I haven't done any of this stuff recently. I'm pretty sure it's either config. No, that gets me there. We want to do COC. Forget what it was. I think it's action then. Yeah. No, it's not action. I gotta put a thing in for this. Actually, I probably already have it. I just haven't done anything like this in a hot minute where I have to change the like choose a different thing. Might be commands. There we go. So what we want to do is we want to set a different interpreter, and we want to set it to DS, not DS GPU. We probably could do DS GPU. Might as well just do DS though. We'll do 10. All right, there we go. Bring back that. Now we don't get errors anymore. Alright, so this stuff, we will kill this. We'll kill this, kill this, kill this. Because the idea, I guess, for how I want to do this is just have one post endpoint. And that will essentially be this one. I guess I'll keep another one that just says the app is up, because why not? And then I probably want to change the names at some point, but not for now. Now what we'll do is we'll get rid of, okay, so we got the data array, and the data array is just going to be the, I got to change it from data array. I want to change it to something more descriptive to what it is. Whoops. We'll print the data, I guess. That's probably fine. Well, no, because it already does WebSocket.send text. You said blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'll just comment this out for now. Alright. That should be good. It's kind of like a basic thing. Alright, and now, yeah, we're going to just retest this, and then I'm going to write up that environment YAML. So we want to move the environment YAML that I started a second ago from, oh, I deleted it, so shit. See, the problem is I can do something like pip freeze, but it always gives me like a bunch of stuff I don't care about. Actually, this isn't that bad. Yeah, I'm just going to take this, and then I'm going to change it from that. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of what I don't need. So we'll do, how about this? We'll do pip freeze, and we'll redirect that to environment dot YAML. All right, and then we'll use something like this as a reference. I could use Z, and I'm glad you're telling me to use Z, but I actually have it to J. And so, like, Like I could go there and I could do J, but I just always forget. Voice assistant. See, and then I'm back. I just always forget that I can do that. It's like I've been using CD forever, and I'm just so used to it. But you're not wrong. Where do I get the backgrounds? All over the internet. There's not like one single place. Here, I do have something. Oh shit. Hold up. Just jumped into my other screen. Let's go over to here. And so like I have this thing with Fe, so like I can swap out backgrounds just by pressing Super B. So I'll wait till I find one that I really want. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. But yeah, people ask me about this. I really should post them. You know what? How hard would it be to just put them up right now? What's the limit for how big you can keep something in GitHub? Yeah, we'll make this one's nice. Let's see. We'll do this. No, we'll kill this. We'll do that. Move this over here. Okay. Here, let me show you the only thing that you're going to need for Fe. To get the cool thing that I was just doing. Where was I just like a second ago? Was I on 9? Yeah, I was on 9. Okay. So what I do is, if you look at .config, i3, config, and then if I search for Fe, yeah, there you go. So this is all it is. So like imagine you have a bunch of images, name whatever the hell you want. You can just do, and this is the way that I do it in i3, but you can just run this command and just bind it to whatever you want, like in your window manager or in, you know, whatever the hell you want, right? And I just run Fe, BG fill, like background fill, randomize, and then you point it to a directory that just has a bunch of images in it, and then you just have your cool random, you know, switcher that I was just doing a second ago. So let me just show you one more time. This is the command. And you can always look at, you know, like you can read the docs and stuff like that if you're interested in other stuff that it can do. Who's texting me? Alright, so I was going to try and put my wallpapers up because people keep asking me for that. What is this? For conda env export no builds, blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, I've never used that. Well, the reason, okay, so some of the reasons I don't use conda is because like I don't really use conda as my package manager much. Like, I use pip for everything. I don't know. I've never really used this command, this conda export no builds or whatever. What's up, John? And yeah, I know Fe is pretty cool. Like I feel like something. Imagine putting that on a cron job too that runs every 30 minutes, right? Like I just haven't done it because I don't care. But you could use that I mean, I kind of care. Like if I probably should do it, but you can use that Fe randomize background thing, like this one here that I'm just using with Command B right now, or Super B right now. But yeah, you can use it for that, and then you could just put it on a cron job, and you could run it every 30 minutes, and you could get a background change, you know? And it randomizes it. Like, you can't see my other monitor, but it's getting another random image, too. So it works on both when you do that. So it works for multi-monitor. Yeah, so we'll do GitHub. I don't want my wallpapers directory to be one of my front page things, though. Let's see. Repository. Oh yeah, you gotta make it bigger. New repo. Let's see. Wallpapers. Okay. Is that a good enough name? I think so. All right. Create. And then we'll just pull this down because I'm lazy as shit. No, what the hell? Alright, not a valid... Dude, get out of here. Get clone. What? Oh, well, what's this? Why is that happening? It's always something. There we go. So now we have these wallpapers, but I don't really care about this repo. Like I said, I'm extremely lazy, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be moving the .git into // and where do I keep this stuff? Actually, I might as well just go check that command again, because I either keep it on my extra drive or I keep it somewhere else. So let's open this. Let's search for fe. There we go. And it's looking in pics wallpapers, but I think that's just symlinked to something else. So let me go to root, go to storage, and we'll go to pics. There we go. Now what do I use for that? I guess wallpapers probably. Yep. So now if I move from here, we're going to want wallpapers and then .git, and we'll put that right there. Git status. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to push all of these freaking images up to GitHub. I feel like there's a limit. Like people are like, put all these images on GitHub. Flag first wallpaper commit, and then git push. Like I'm gonna be surprised if they all fit up there. Anyway, if I can't get them all up there, then I'll probably just put them on like what you call it, like an S3 bucket or something like that. 100 megabytes. I feel like I have more than that in here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know how big my images are. Maybe they're smaller than I thought. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, so this thing, I gotta figure out this environment.yaml. So environment.yaml, let's see, we don't need this, not this, don't need this, or this, or this. We do need deep speech, we do need fast API, we don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need this, or this, or this, or this. You will need this, but like if you don't have Philips Hue lights, whatever, you know, it won't hurt. Pillow, I feel like that probably comes down with something, honestly, but we'll take Pillow because eventually I plan on this thing being able to do something with imagery anyway, and I use Pillow pretty often. Pi audio we're going to need. We don't need this or this. Starlit, I feel like comes down with fast API. I didn't have to install it, so it should be fine. Uvicorn you will have to install. UV Loop you probably won't. WebRTC VAD. See, like this name is just terrible, but what you really care about here is the VAD. It's like the voice activity detection, and so like that's how it knows that I'm talking all the time. And then we'll get rid of that. Okay, and then I know that's not the right structure, but I'll get back to it in a second. Probably just make a requirements.txt. I don't know. I don't know what people use more. Oh, size limit per file? Really? What's up, Ronnie? Or R-Dark? We're getting that long-awaited wallpapers directory, or wallpapers repo put together right now. Any second now. This is probably the most frequent request I get across all my videos. This thing, yeah. Okay, so let me let's see again. I want to get this thing running again just to make sure. Python, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, why doesn't it get that automatically over here on the right? Because I feel like it should. And this thing is really... Oh, wait, it does. But then it fails. What's this polling, you know? You gotta get out of here and go to repos, voice assistant, and then we'll do, no. I don't know why I think I can / Python files. And we want to do, oh wait, no, it's not even that, it's Uvicorn. Yeah, like, okay, now see, that's gonna fail because it's expecting like that handshake or whatever. So I feel like it should pick this up. And it gets it, but it's not printing it all the time. Yeah, I gotta fix the server. I don't know. My knowledge of Fast API is stupid. Do I have a video on my i3 config? I think so. Actually, no, I don't. I have a video like... Oh, shit. My wallpapers thing worked. There you go. There's all the images. It's somewhere up there. Here you go. I'm surprised they all fit. There's like a car. I wish they were better named. Someone can be a real trooper and go through and give every single one of these images a meaningful name for me. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not going to put that on my front page. Because I want to work on this stuff more than that. And I don't think an employer is ever going to care about my wallpapers directory. Yeah, but they're not even going to know it exists. You guys are going to be only people that know that the wallpaper repo's there. Unless I make a video on it. I mean, you know what? I'll probably make a video on it when I do my video on Fe. Then I'll probably like add that in there. Like, oh, by the way, I got this wallpapers repo you can check out. There's a package called piprex that only extracts your packages. No way, really? Because I hate that about Python. Whenever I do pip freeze or the conda export thing. But whenever I do that pip freeze or conda export thing, it always gives me all of the sub packages as well, and I hate that shit. It drives me nuts. What's piprec? What is this? Go away. Oh, is this... It's my Brave thing. By the way, just kind of like as a side note, and if... Yeah, I guess... Yeah, I guess so, but I figured, can you really store that much shit in GitHub? Like, I feel like that would be a lot. Like, if there's got to be a limit to what you can store up there. I just never looked into it, I guess. But yeah, the other thing, what was I going to say? Yeah, I guess people in the Discord will know that it exists. Yeah, what was I going to say? I forget. Oh yeah, the other thing about Brave. I recommend you guys all get on that, man. Like, get on Brave. If it don't, not just for Brave. I'm not saying like Brave is the best and most private and whatever browser. I don't think there is a winning browser out there right now, and most of them aren't that great. But the best thing that you can do with Brave is like you can actually just like there's this whole like the BAT token thing, and you might not think that it's like worth a lot, but like if you, let's see, if I go to Brave creators, like if you have like any social media that like do I really have to do this right now? I thought I was already signed in. We do. It's 1 gig, really? Oh, at gmail.com. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to create an account. Chris at machine. Okay. Yeah, so like if you get in there, you can do this. And like you can set up your websites and stuff like that to like earn BAT. And every single one of these, like every single one that you get is worth like a quarter right now, but that could go up. Like one day it could be worth like $1 for each one, or it could be worth like $3 for each one. So I recommend just setting it up because, you know, why not? You can set it up like if you have a YouTube channel or a GitHub, like people can tip you on GitHub, people can tip you on YouTube, and they can tip you on your website. So like I guess people have been coming to my website, and so what you can do is you just like go to my blog and then you can click right here, and then you can click like send a tip, and then just like it's just a way for people to pay you in BAT token that you just get by using the browser. So I just wanted to bring that up just because I think it's cool. You don't need an Uphold account. I guess maybe if you want to pull it out, you might need an Uphold account. But I think there's another one now. And even still, like you can just get it and then like tip yourself. And then there's got to be another way around it in the future at some point. But even still, like Uphold can't be that bad. What's your issues with Uphold? Because maybe I may just be ignorant to how bad Uphold really is. What the hell was I doing? Oh yeah, fixing this. What is this thing I was saying like this whole time? Uncle, yeah. So this is an older model too. I think that Mozilla put out a new model that's apparently a little bit better than this one. But this one isn't even really that bad. So we'll leave these up for now. And let's see. The wallpapers thing. You know what? Maybe I'll put it somewhere. Does that cryptocurrency ever convert into actual cash? Yeah. So like if you look up like right now, like okay, let's do like okay, crypto. I forget what it's called, crypto watch or something, some bullshit like that. Whatever. Okay. So like if you look up, usually BAT is among people's favorites, but I guess it's not right here. No, go away. BAT. Band protocol. What? No. Basic attention token. Okay, so basic attention token right now is worth 26 cents, right? So if you have 27 basic attention tokens, then you have whatever that is in dollars. Like you could probably divide it by 4 since it's about a quarter per dollar, and then it's probably what? So I have like $7 up there right now, right? And that's the money that I just made this month, like beginning this month, just from people tipping me and just like browsing my site and stuff like that. Then if you send it to like something like Coinbase or I guess Uphold or something like that, you can just pull it right out and just keep that $7, you know? But what I do is I just leave it in there because in my opinion, my personal opinion, and it's not financial advice or anything like that, but I think that a lot of these altcoins, people call them shit coins, but I think they're going to go up in the future. Like I really do. And I just want to hold it. Like I'll probably hold for the next 5-10 years, you know? And we'll see where it goes. But if you wanted to pull, like, imagine you just want to pull, like, I don't know, maybe you leave 50% in as like a long-term investment, but you pull out 50% all the time, right? Like if you were a big enough creator, like I'm a small creator, dude. Like I barely make content anymore. My YouTube channel, let's see, has, what is this? I'll have to get back to him on that. But yeah, I have like 3,000 subs, and barely making content that much, right? And I don't have like a super popular blog and a super popular GitHub repo. But imagine that you did, right? Imagine you had like 1 million subscribers, right? Or like 100,000 even, and a very popular website and a very popular GitHub and all those kinds of things, or whatever. Maybe you're an influencer, you have a popular Twitter or something like that, right? and you have like 50,000 followers on Twitter. Like, you can imagine, like, I'm making $7, relatively unknown. Like, how much would you be making per month if you had 1 million followers? You'd probably be making like hundreds or thousands of dollars just in basic attention token. So if you did it right, especially in the future when people realize, like, oh, okay, I'm on this guy's YouTube, well, I can just click right here and send him money, right? Or I'm on this guy's website, I can click right here, send him money, you know? So people will probably figure that out in the future. But Brave is like, I think it has like, I don't want to say it only has, I think it only has like 2 million users or something like that. But like, if they had as many users as Chrome did, Chrome has like 2 billion, right? So imagine, I don't know, a very small, like 10% of what Chrome has. Like, you're also going to see a giant, once people adopt it and realize that like crypto is even a thing, because most people don't even realize crypto is a thing. So you just have to give it some time, in my opinion. Let's see. Let me post this wallpapers repo over in the Discord. Let's see, so wallpaper repo finally out. There we go. Someone will get a kick out of that. But yes, it does turn into actual cash. What was I doing? See, I feel like sometimes this thing is really good and sometimes it's really dumb. Like, dumb. Yeah, done. I want to try it with the new model. Now, oh yeah, that pip rec thing that dude was just telling me about. Pip rec. Because then I'll just definitely move over to requirements.txt over, what you call it, Coinbase. So you connect actual bank card there and it transfers funds to the card. Yeah, it does. Same with Uphold. So like if you're in here and you go to this and you go to rewards, you can like verify your wallet and send all of your stuff there. And here's another thing. You'll have this thing. I'm planning to make a video about the Mozilla Deep Speech. I have a couple like basic ones, not like cool ones. What I more want to do with it than explain like the algorithm is I want to like actually make it do cool stuff, right? So like I want to like have it give me the news or the weather or whatever, right? I'm lazy. But what the hell? Oh, this is localhost. Let me get rid of this. So yeah, let me go to my blog really fast. Topics, deep speech. I have these two, like using it on GPU and like actually getting it started. Like you've probably seen them, honestly though. But yeah, I want to. What I'm working on with this, this works actually finally. But what I'm working on with this is like I just want to set it up and like write a back-end API for it. Maybe write a front end for it at some point, just because yeah, I think it would be a pretty interesting video, and maybe a project some people would want to work on me with. But yeah, getting back to Coinbase really fast, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, exactly. You can just, and the other thing is too with wallets, like I just added I've been working on my blog lately, I added like this contact thing so you can like put this stuff in here, like maybe an employer, I don't know if someone wants to hire me or something, but what you can do is, yeah, I have this donate page too, and like it's kind of crappy still, like I could style it and make it look better, but like you have these wallets, and so you just put the wallet out there and you can receive like I can receive BAT right here, I can receive Bitcoin right here, so if someone sees that, they can just like give me, you know, send me whatever, right? Problem is, don't like swap this stuff up, like don't change this up, don't put like a chain link address here for the Bitcoin one, because if you do that and you send Bitcoin to the Chainlink one, bad things can happen, so you don't want to deal with that. Yeah, I know. I've been real into ML and all that kind of stuff for a while, but it's just like I haven't been doing it enough for my job, and then also I just haven't been doing it enough in my spare time. I'm gonna have to look into this piprec thing later. The problem is I kind of want to start generating environment YAMLs though, because I use Conda a lot. Let's see. We'll get rid of this. Got the wallpapers out. What was I going to be working on? I forget. Oh yeah, the environment YAML. Okay, that should be everything I need, but I need to remember what environment YAMLs look like. I always forget what they look like. And then I gotta write documentation for this stuff too, because like no one's gonna know how to use it or get it started, so I gotta do that. What is this? Oh, this is that Pacto list. Yeah, there's some painful stuff sometimes when you're running Linux with this. But yeah, we want to go to, I think I put it in my CNN tutorial, really good examples of these. Yeah, here we go. So take this. Nope. Nope. Like that. Alright, and whoops. Give me this. Alright, now I'll kill this here. And then we'll do that. And I really should just like write a macro or something like that, but I'm going to be lazy. We want to do V. We want to do this. I'll fix it in a second. Alright. Should be good. I think actually they were indented one more level. I don't think it matters. But yeah, we'll do that. And we're going to call this, I don't know, what should I call it? I was going to call it Corona AI just because this is the time I've had to work on this, so I'll call it that. And then, now these are dependencies, I think, that come down with Conda. So I'm going to use matplotlib for some of this stuff. Like if you're interested in some of like the audio stuff, I have a really, really simple Jupyter notebook about that. Okay, I think this is good. So now if I do, and I always have to look this up on my own blog, topics, miniconda, managing, yeah, I think it's managing, and then it's conda and create, yeah. What's that? Visual select. What's that? We'll do conda env create flag f environment.yaml, yeah. See, that's the other useful thing about having like all of your documentation on the web or something like this is like I always forget little commands. I don't know who in their right mind has all of this stuff like memorized. So it's nice to just like write something once and then just be able to reference it later on. And then just try and keep it up to date, like when people, that's why I added this comment section at the bottom here. Like if you have a GitHub, you can sign in, and like if you can tell me if something's wrong with some of my documentation. I still have to do this video on DWM. Okay. Conda activate. Activate Corona AI. There we go. So now I bet that'll just work. But a good test is just to open it up. What about other languages other than English? So if you look at Mozilla, I don't know if it does support other ones, since I only speak English. Mozilla Deep Speech. So if you go to their releases, I guess they got some 8 and 9 are in alpha. I don't know how 9 could be in alpha at the same time 8 is, but like without releasing 8, but whatever. 7 is the newest one. Some of my documentation is based off of 6.1, but I'll probably update it to be based off of 7 at some point. This is going to be running on 7 at some point. They should include, yeah, all of this stuff. And I would assume if they had any other languages, it would be included in this. But I don't know. Maybe they have it in their issues. I don't know, languages. They also have a like a discourse somewhere. Okay, how to train one model, for example, Mardarin. He may have meant Mandarin. Or maybe I don't know what the language Mardarin is. Here's someone with how I trained a specific French model. So this guy, I guess, did it in French. Yeah, see, he did mean Mandarin, I guess. Yeah, so if you read the discourse, I guess you could do it in other languages. And this is training your own model too. So like you can totally train your own model. This is the stuff I also want to do for it, is like actually going through their documentation, writing my own documentation on how to like train deep speech on my own stuff. Because you could imagine you want to train like different targeted models to do different things, right? Like you could imagine if like your like it would be more intensive this way, and you would definitely need to load things up and have them loaded. But like if you were in a particular conversation, it might expect you to say some things versus other things, you know? So you might want different models depending on what kind of mode the thing's in. Who knows though, right? I mean, I'll probably never get to play around with it as much as I'd like to. All right. So, WS. I wonder why that is. WebSocket. That's probably why. Now, yeah, I think this is basically fine. I would like to break this up a little bit more. But for now, this should be fine. Also, I think I want to take the, I don't know if I don't know if I want to send the text, like actually do all of the speech recognition directly on the computer and then send it to the server, or if I want to like actually just get the words in the server and like do it that way. Control V. Yeah, I think, you know, there's so many things in that I have done before in Vim that I always just kind of forget that I can do in Vim. But that's why Vim is so great, because it can do things like that. All right. So So what I was going to try and get up was the documentation here. So we have the environment.yaml. I think everything will work now. So if I do, let me actually go stop this server. Go over here. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Kill this. Okay. Go to 1. Now if I do Python speech recognition, connect call failed. Well, that might just be because the NLP server's not up. So if I do Uvicorn, okay. Huh, that doesn't have any errors this time. That's interesting. Let's send this off to 2. Yeah, that's fine. Repos. And now here's what I really should be doing is J, voice assistant. There we go. And then Python speech recognition. Oh, Conda, activate this now. All right. What is it picking anything up? Now I feel like it's not picking anything up. Interesting. Really? Let's see. So if I go over here and restart this and restart this, maybe I'll have to oh, there we go. Okay. Right, so I wonder what the issue with this thing was then. Okay, let me actually go back and fix that then. NLP server. And eventually I'm going to get Spacey in here too. I just haven't gotten around to that. Might as well put print data back in. Start that back up. Start this up. All right. Okay, I need words. Sure. Good enough. I think sometimes this thing has issues, but I think sometimes the thing, what? Yeah, okay. But good enough. And especially, you know, because this thing is using an older model instead of a newer one. And I assume it'll just get better and better as time goes on. And you can train it yourself too, so. So let's see. Got this. I don't think I'm forgetting anything here, so I think what I can do then is I can open up the README. Set up environment. Environment, yes. All right. And then what else was there? Oh yeah, starting the server up. That's Uvicorn, this thing. Great. Let's see, and we're actually gonna do start the server. Okay. And what's the last thing? Oh yeah, start the local speech recognition. The problem is also on top of this, you're going to need the models in the model directory. I think I have that command somewhere in the blog. I actually probably should pull that down. Python. Let me just copy this. All right. Now for the models, we're probably going to need something to pull the models down. So pull down, whoops, down models. And I think I renamed them as well. Let's do this, topics, deep speech. What time is it? 4:30, okay. And we'll do this one. So this is how, yeah, don't care about that. This is how we're gonna get all the models, and these are audio files. I guess we won't need them because we're gonna be using our own. We don't need to do any of this stuff either, so yeah, so this will get all the models that you'll need. I kind of want to use a newer one though. But for now, I guess I'll just leave that there. I wonder what you get when you pull down those models. Because I know it's not gonna, it probably won't be exactly, maybe it'll be exactly this, who knows, hold up. Let me grab this. We'll just do this from, I don't want to do it in home, let's do it in workspace. Get clone, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Wow, that came down pretty fast. Where the hell did it go? Is it called audio? Is that what I wanted? Is that the models or... Oh, this is audio files. Yeah, I was gonna say. It usually takes way longer. Alright, this is going to take like a whole minute. I guess the last thing I'm probably going to go over too during this stream is someone asked me how the Neovim config is set up. And I'm kind of all over the place with my ADD, so... Alright, so basically... let's see, where was I? So basically, when you're looking at this thing and you just downloaded it, the only things that you're really going to want to pay attention to for the most part are things that are in plug config. I think I have one file maybe in autoload or something like that. Or no, it's in vimplug. So you'll have one file in vimplug, all the files in plug config and init.vim. So, and then also paths is kind of useful sometimes. And also you're probably going to want to change some settings in here as well. So the first thing is init.vim. It just sources a bunch of stuff. So that's all it really does, right? Most part, you're not going to care too much about what's at the top here. You're just going to be looking at what's kind of in the middle, like right there. And anytime that you bring in a new plugin, you'll go to vimplug, you'll go to plugins, and then you'll go to the bottom of this list, or the top, or really anywhere that you want, and you'll just type plug, and then whatever it is, and then you'll just put it in there. And then what you'll do is you'll go over to plug config and write a quick config for it. So something like this for float term, something like this for FZF I have. This is the one I have for git gutter. R and vimr, which is like a Ranger one. This one is for the start screen thing. I forget what it's called, Startify. Commentary, right? So you'll just add another file in here called, you know, whatever you want. And then, so again, you'll add the plugin here. You'll add a file for the plugin up here that says what you want to add to it. And then in init.vim, you'll just source the file, and that's it. And that's really all you need to do. And imagine you really don't want some of my config. You're like, you know, Chris's config is way too bloated. Let's see. There's too many things like in here. Then all you have to do is just remove any line. Like if you didn't want, I do have VimWiki in here, I guess, but I don't use it. If you don't want VimWiki, you would just delete it. And then you would go over here, and then you would delete VimWiki from right here, right? So you would just delete this file, and then you would go, to make sure that it's fully gone, you would go into vimplug, and you would search for VimWiki, which is hilarious that I don't even actually have it in here, but I guess I deleted it. So, but actually I don't have it at all. Oh, okay, I have a commented out, I guess. So, but yeah, you would just comment it out, or you would delete it, all right? So maybe you do want to bring something in later. Maybe you don't want to use which key for a little bit. Well, you just comment it out, you know? And then after you comment it out, you would go over to around here, the which key, where is it? I don't even think I have that. Oh yeah, which key I just put in keys. So you would just, you know, delete this file, or you could even keep this file and just make sure you don't source it in init.vim. VimWiki is, or which key's at the top. Am I going to build a website for what? The AI thing? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard. Because if you're going to serve that, right? Like if you're going to like put it on, like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna have an API that does all of like the voice calls, like the voice recognition and stuff like that, I'm gonna need to spin up a server, and then that server is probably gonna cost money depending on how often people want to use it and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll like cap so many calls from like specific IPs or something like that. I don't know. If I had time and didn't have to work a full-time job, yeah, sure, I probably would. All right, now we'll do this command here. I just want to see what this looks like. Oh, okay, awesome. It's just all the same stuff. All right, sweet. So then all you'll have to do is those exact commands. These ones right here. So that's starting the server. This is setup. Pull down the models. Whoops. Yeah. That's audio, so we're actually going to want to get rid of that. All right. Download the models, and then untar them. Then what you're going to want to do is make sure you move the, well, do I actually have models as a directory up there or no? Because if I don't, then I'll have different instructions. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, good. So then what I'll say then is the last thing will just be in here. Move this to just models. All right. And that should be it. That should be enough to get that thing running. So now we'll just do this, TG. We got the README, the server, speech recognition, and the environment YAML. Okay. And we'll do refactor and documentation. All right. There we go. That should be enough documentation for this. I think I actually have to add one more thing to my blog, which is to npmi after you do this, because otherwise you won't have any of the packages, and you'll be wondering why everything doesn't work. What am I doing? Again, I can do J and I can do block. All right, so README. Clone the repo. We're gonna do also install dependencies. Do npmi. Whoops. Well, first we just need to do cd block. There we go. How's the Lua on the Lua layer on the Neovim config? I did look at that and it was pretty cool. I just haven't had enough time to really spend time with it. That was a video that I wanted to make too, and Coker, if you know who that is from the Discord, worked really hard on that, and it's really neat. It's just not as stable as some of this stuff. So let me go to the Lua. Where is the branch? I thought I had a Lua branch. Oh, this is my blog. Yeah, Lua. I could pull it down and probably check it out, but it's pretty cool. So I don't know. Did he leave everything in here? Yeah, so that still says Vim. But there should be more stuff, I think, in Lua. Yeah, like this is float term, for instance. And like it does everything with Lua, which is so cool. I don't know. I'm going to have to pull this down. I might pull it down right now. Or I might just check it out right now. Let me, give me a second to kind of get everything set back up. What does J stand for? So, was the get thing that... Alright, hold on. Let me start from the top here. I will remember to do the Lua thing soon. Let's see. Was the get thing that you used Signify? No. If you're talking about what I just did to push all that stuff, that was that was float term and lazy get. So I can just... Alright, let me show you what lazy get is. Lazy get, just like this, right? And then now what you can do is I could press like, I hate this package lock, but I can press space and just like stage the one file, or I can press space and unstage it, right? So that's space. Or I can press A, it'll stage everything. And then you can press C. C is for commit. And then I'll add a commit message like updated readme. And then you'll do capital P to push. And that's it. Now that's from here, but if you're in Neovim too, like if I do source, and maybe I'll just open up like anything inside here because it's project scoped, right? So then I'll press space. You'll notice this guy comes up. I'll press T for terminal, and then I'll press G, and then it can show up inside here too. So really like float term, and I think it's cool. This I do not know. What does the J stand for? So I have this thing called Zoxide. So like if I do what I got, and I have a cool thing to do for that, but I forget what it was. Pipe it into FCF maybe. Yeah. And so these are all the programs that I have installed. So what was I just looking at? I forget what I was looking at or looking for. I was looking for J. Oh yeah, it's called Zoxide. I think it's called Zoxide, or maybe it's not called Zoxide. Could have swore it was called Zoxide. How did I install this thing? Oh, well, I thought I installed a thing called, maybe it's called Z. What? I'll be honest. I don't know what the program is that does this anymore now. I thought it was called Zoxide. But it works with Z, right? So like if I just press Z, it does basically the exact same thing. But actually, let's go look at what exactly it does. So if I go to my Z shell RC, which is in home, then you can ignore some of this stuff. I have to clean this up. Yeah, Zoxide. That's what I thought I had. Whatever. Look up Zoxide, and then how I have it is I have J set up with it. So if you look at my key bindings, I think it is. No, this is FZF's key bindings. Hold up. Let's do Control O. Where's my key bindings? Exports, aliases, functions. It's in one of these. I think it's, oh, duh, I'm stupid. It's in aliases. Okay. Here you go. So now if you look, J is now equal to Z. So Z would like hop you to whatever directory you're in, and I'm just using J instead. So, yeah, it's just lazy, I guess. Lua versus VimScript. Lua will eventually be way cooler than VimScript, and VimScript is basically trash, and I hate VimScript. So I'm hoping that one day everything is Lua. Yeah, let me go check this though now, and then I'll try and open up this Lua thing. Yeah, that should basically be it. Actually, I have CD blog there. Whatever. I'll just leave that there. I don't think that's necessarily bad. Now, okay. So if I go here, and I could check it out. I'm trying to think of if I should reclone it or if I should check it out because I don't want to mess anything up. I could just move it and then go back. I'm wondering how well it works. So, let's see, config. All right, so let me move nvim to nvim.old and then git clone. Nvim, and then git checkout Lua. What? Oh. What? That's weird. I've never had this happen to me before. In all of my years of using Git, I've never had a local file. That's so weird. No guess, maybe? Is that it? Did that work? No. Maybe? No, it didn't. If I go into, can you do this? Hold up, git checkout. There we go. Kind of snuck around it, I guess. Cool. Starts with a nil value. What do I think of Artix? I think a lot of people watch Luke Smith a lot, and then they're like, oh, now I gotta use this thing. Because Luke put it on YouTube. Artix is cool because what? It doesn't use systemd, right? So I know everybody's very anti-systemd, and I understand why they are, but I don't know. the guy is kind of a douche who is like behind systemd from what I understand. But let's see, Artix, Linux. It better have a really difficult way to install it, otherwise it can't be cool. Let's see, what do we got here? The wiki, download. Oh, they got an Artix wiki, huh? Here we go again. Not cool unless we're using Artix. Let's see, this wiki should contain articles, blah, blah, blah. Articles where the systemd specific instructions from Arch need to be modified to use OpenRC, run it. So I guess you can choose to use OpenRC or run it instead of systemd as your init system. Basic editing, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit. Where's the installation? There we go. Migration. I can migrate to it? What, from Arch? No, migration is for advanced users that know what they're doing. In general, doing a fresh install is preferred way to get started on Artix. So I can just migrate there from my Arch Linux. Yeah, I would never do that because no matter what you tell me, I would believe that it would be broken, even if I thought I was an expert, which I know that I'm not. So, installation. Yep, same deal, I guess. Very anti-systemd, but pro NVIDIA. I don't know. I think it's probably worth it. Like if you're just starting, all right. If you're this guy who's like, I really want to use Arch, I guess it still has. You can still do the AUR and all in here. I mean, you have Pac-Man and all, so I feel like it should be mostly the same thing. But yeah, if you're that guy who's like, I hate systemd, but I love Arch, then this might be for you. But I'm just too lazy to move off of things. Why not Void? I won't go to Void. I won't go to Artix. Just like it'll be a long time before I even get off of i3, you know, because I just don't see a need. It would take a lot of my time. I know I would get real sucked up, like if I started working on if I started doing things like even Xmonad or something like that. I started to play around with DWM just because like it's the meme right now, and I was just like, okay, everyone's like, well, what do they have on their thing? DWM. It's like DWM suckless, blah blah blah. DWM here. What does it say? Differences, miscellaneous support. I think there's like a where is it? Maybe it's in there. Frequently asked questions. Nah. I thought this was hilarious, but I lost where they said it at. I thought it was an about. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Because DWM is customized through editing its source code, it's pointless to make a binary package of it. This keeps the user base small and elitist. I think that's kind of funny. That's kind of cool. No novices asking stupid questions. And it's funny because the second that Luke put out the video, I guarantee there was a million novices asking stupid questions constantly after that. But it got people, once he put it out there though, like it got way more patches. Like a lot more people got really interested in it. And it is cool. And like I think I know enough C to like work with it. I doubt you even need to know that much C. I guarantee you don't need to know that much C to get started with this thing. Why no dark mode? Dark mode, oh, what, like on the internet? Like just around here? What do you mean dark mode? I would have to know what you were referencing specifically for dark mode. And gave up on ricing and distro WM hopping and started learning JavaScript and stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you're it just depends, right? Like if you're a software developer, I truly recommend you use all of the stuff that people tell you shouldn't use, right? Like everyone's like, there's this meme in the Linux community where it's like, don't learn JavaScript, don't learn web shit, don't learn these things, right? But it's like, that's where a lot of money is, and if you want to ever achieve your dream of like going to live out in the woods, you're probably going to have to pay off your student loan debt first. So you're going to need some money. So just learn the skills, like, because it doesn't matter. Like, there's really no difference between a lot of these languages, and like, I don't know, like, yeah, if you really need C because, you know, you're working on some, I don't know. The thing is, like, if you're doing anything like C++ related or systems programming anymore, it's like, I don't know, you can't really do that like remotely. And the nice thing about JavaScript and the nice thing about like web development and Python and all these things is like you could probably get a remote job and live in the woods. But there's barely any C developers who could get a remote job and live in the woods, right? Like you couldn't do it, right? But like you could probably get a job writing React and all that kind of stuff with Node.js and just suck it up, swallow your pride for a second, and you could get a job sitting in the woods doing nothing. Because you have to understand too, Luke is a personality online, and that's how come like he has that fame and fortune enough to go live in the woods and hang out and, you know, write his stuff and, you know, look into programs that are kind of cool and interesting. But like when you're stuck in the rat race, yeah, the dream is living in the woods. It truly is though. But when you're stuck in the rat race, and like maybe you don't have that outgoing personality and all that kind of stuff, or, you know, you don't have the time to go into like and do all that kind of stuff, I don't know, then you need a job. And if you need a job and you're software adjacent, then if you want to do it remotely, if you want to do it from, you know, somewhere comfortable, like systems programming languages aren't going to be your best friend, because you're going to have to, the people writing those languages are most likely, number one, going to be boomers, right? Like if it's C and all that kind of stuff. And then number two, you're probably going to be working in like the defense industry, or going to be working on like, you know, HVAC units or something like that. Or, I don't know, like systems programming is like very low level stuff, right? So it's like stuff where you're very close to the hardware. And if you're going to be close to the hardware, you probably definitely have to go into work. So with JavaScript, you can just, you know, be a soy dev and, you know, you can do it from Starbucks, right? So not that I would, but I'm just saying, you know. So just learn all the programming languages. Like I know like a bunch of programming languages. I program daily in like Java, JavaScript, Python, all like a ton of different stuff, right? Like I know all kinds of different languages. I know C. I probably know C really, really well, you know, because I took a ton of classes in C and I have a computer engineering degree, right? But I won't do C because it doesn't make good money. Like it doesn't make great money out there. Not as much as you can get for just learning like one web dev stack, you know? So that's my opinions on that. They might be a little controversial. Oh yeah, I was trying to get this thing started. Yeah, so you won't find a lot of jobs for C, right? And so like anything, like you get these memes, like you can't buy into the hype. You can't buy into all the memes that you read online. You know what I mean? Like all the things that are telling you like, you know, you're dumb if you're using anything like DWM. And the funny thing is too, like Luke doesn't believe that stuff. You know, there's no way he does. It's just funny, but people take the memes too far. Yeah, JS basically is the C of the web dev. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't even know base JS. They jump right into like React, and then they build themselves as like they watch like one Udemy course by Brad Traversy or something like that, and then they're like, all right, that's it. I'm a web dev now. But yeah, it'll always be like a hardware company like Nokia or something like that that'll want you to do C. And now you have people out there with like Rust and all that kind of stuff. And like Rust is cool, but like, I don't know. I don't know who really needs it. Like, I don't know what to use it for besides like cool open source projects. For the most part, it's used, I guess. What was I doing? I totally forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was going to try and get this Lua thing to work. Something didn't work. Error while calling luachunk.config vim lua c lua 13. Okay, so it's 1 in C. It's on line 13. Okay. CDC. What the hell was it called? I don't even remember what the hell it was called. Reload.lua. I don't know what this is. Yeah, JS does suck. There's lots of things that suck about JavaScript. Like when you read like there's this book called like You Don't Know JavaScript or something like that, and I've only ever like skimmed through it. You don't know JavaScript. Yeah. And it's kind of just like, it's a deep dive into like a lot of the weird stuff that's in there, and like he goes over like some like annoying things. Like this was one of the books where I started to like learn actually what's going on in JavaScript. And then like when you kind of understand like if you've written stuff in JavaScript, you start to hate JavaScript for the right reasons. There's a good reason to hate JavaScript, and then there's a bad reason to hate JavaScript. The good reason to hate it is, okay, I actually wrote something in it, like anything at all, and I realized that this language is annoying and stupid, and we could have used a better language for sure, right? For its widespread usage. And then there's the wrong reason to hate JavaScript, which is one of my friends said it was dumb, you know? So, I don't know. I would say, you know, get out there and like write a bunch of code first, you know? And then decide what you hate. Now, what was this? Reload? Okay, why is this not working now? Literally can't backspace. Can I do this? No. Is it just going to have... Oh, that's because I went to the C directory. Gotcha. What do I think about TypeScript? I think TypeScript is probably what JavaScript always should have been, but I am extremely lazy and only write JavaScript because I don't feel like writing TypeScript, you know? TypeScript is cool, though. It's like this guy, I guess the guy who created Node, right? He created a thing called Dino recently, and it's all done in... I can't believe if you type in Dino, the first thing comes up is actually this new thing. But yeah, secure runtime for JavaScript and TypeScript. And I think he wrote a lot more of it. Where's the repo? Dino, yeah. See, it's all in TypeScript. And if you look at, let's go look up Node. Where, all right. Of course, here we are. Node, where's the GitHub? Yeah, see, like Node is written in what, like JavaScript, C++, mostly JavaScript and C++, right? And then I guess a little bit of Python's in here, but I'm assuming it's not really like core, right? But it's basically the core of it is written in JavaScript and I guess C++, right? But Dino is written in TypeScript and Rust, right? Which, you know, there's memes about Rust too, whatever. I think you're going to see more of adoption for Rust, but Rust is typically the first systems programming language a lot of people who started out with JavaScript and TypeScript end up learning. So they got rid of a lot, like, I'm assuming the JavaScript really isn't core or anything like that. I'm assuming the Python really isn't either. I don't even know. The C# in here is probably just novelty. Same with the HTML is like some random HTML test probably. But everything is, you know, Rust and TypeScript, right? So when you learn that you, like, when you find out you probably hate JavaScript for the right reasons, you most likely move on to something like TypeScript, right? And then Rust, for the most part, is just the only reason the guy's probably using it is because it's like the meme language right now. Like it's just kind of cool and trendy, right? And it is, it does have a lot more safety and stuff like that. It's harder to screw yourself over with memory leaks and all that kind of stuff in Rust. So it's, it is a decent language. It's a good language. I don't know what to tell you, But yeah, they're all tools. Some are good for some things. Some are not good for others. It is what it is. And yeah, it's written in Rust, C++. I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. But let's see. So it was reload. I wonder if he wrote reload, or if this is like a thing that's, he didn't write this. Yeah, this is something that was already here. I'm gonna have to ask Coker about this. Line 7, Lua chunk. C. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at init.vim. .vim. Whatever. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's just this. Okay. That's pretty cool. And then a lot of people think that Dino is going to end up killing Node and stuff like that. But it's just like you get on these weird hype trains, man, and Node is going nowhere anytime soon. It's like, for instance, right? Like I'm working at a company, right? Like a big company. And everyone's just so worried about the tech stacks. And like, oh man, like Node is going to disappear or whatever, right? But dude, we use Java 1.8 still for like everything. Like Java 1.8 for everything, every single last thing. You got a Lambda, Java 1.8. You're running like a Spring microservice, Java 1.8. Like if you want to write anything, you're writing like CLI tools. You got to have Java installed in the JVM and all this stuff. And then we're writing like CLI tools in Java. Like everything is done in Java. 1.8 too. Not even Java 11, not 14, the new stuff that's coming out. Not even 9. So, like, people who are like, Node's going somewhere, it's not going anywhere. Just like people who are like, Rust is going to kill C++ or C, it's like, absolutely not. What is this thing? Okay, maybe I can hide, where is this? Init.lua? Yeah. Maybe I can get rid of this thing. What are your comments in Lua? I don't know Lua that well. GraphQL versus REST. Yeah, but the funny thing is with REST, though, REST kind of did kill SOAP. Like, there's still things that use SOAP, but if you asked me to develop a backend right now and you told me to write it in SOAP, I would quit. Sent me to Syriac school. Went to college. Now I can speak, read, and write this ancient language, but how much does it benefit me? You'd be surprised how much something like that does benefit you, though. Like learning things like, for instance, like learning a new language. Like now you can read and write and speak a totally different language. So that would be, I think, honestly, that would be super useful for you, believe it or not. That's like using a language, like if like I know how to write... like when I first was learning how to write code and stuff like that, since I was in engineering, I wrote a lot of MATLAB. And I don't write MATLAB anymore, but I'm sure I learned a bunch of stuff from MATLAB. Like I learned that starting arrays from 1 is stupid and I don't like it. So even if you learn something that you don't like, it's probably worth it. Let's see. All right, I'll just get rid of that line. Damn it didn't work. Yeah, 4 languages, dude. I'm barely speaking English out here, dude. Nil value returned. Lua 1 reload. Alright, well, Coker's gonna have to get on this and explain to me what the hell happened. Trizen? I like Yay, dude. And do you know why I like Yay? Because... let me explain something to you, dude. Yay. Whoops. Yay. Arch. Damn it. Arch. Well, let's look at Trizen first. Hold up. Trizen. Lightweight AUR Package Manager. And look what it's written in. It's written in Perl, which means since Perl is old, it's terrible, right? And so Yay is written in Arch. Hold up. I'll just do Yay Arch or something like that. Yay is written in Go, and so that makes it so much better, right? Because Go is a new language by Google, so it's just better because of that. I don't know. The only reason that I use Yay is just because I heard of it before I ever heard of Trizen. That's the only reason. I think Trizen's probably fine. I don't think there's really any problem. What I typically do when I'm looking at these things, I look at like how often people are pushing commits to things, just so I know that it's not like... I always feel a little wary if people aren't updating their repo pretty actively, right? Like, I don't know, Trizen probably is updated actively. Let me go check. I just have never used Trizen before. And I know Shadow's going to complain about using the AUR. Like, I guess it... because it's probably more stable, right? Like, to use Trizen, right? But even still, like, I look at things like stars. Like, Yay has 5.1k stars. Trizen only has 665. And I'm not saying that's not like, you know, it doesn't mean it's better software, right? But what it means to me is there's a bigger community around it. And if there's a bigger community around it, it typically is an easier tool to use that has more features and things. So that's usually my metric. And I don't care if people don't agree with that metric. That's just the one that I use for the most part. Yeah, Yay just works. Exactly. Can you make your Neovim config into an Neovim distribution? I don't know how the hell to do that. Otherwise, I would. If you can send me an article on how to do something like that, I'll do it for you. I think the AUR sucks. Shut up. Get out of here, Shadow. Go away. But yeah, it's written in Go. C is old and probably still the fastest language. Yeah, pretty much. The thing is, though, yes and no, right? Like, if you're trying to rewrite some of your Python code, like if you have a big Python file, you can use a thing called Python and you can like turn it into C and all that kind of stuff. And like the C code that you would, like if you're a Python developer, the C code that you would probably write probably wouldn't be nearly as efficient as the C code that like Python just comes up with, you know? So, it depends. Like, people can write some really shitty C code and it won't be faster or help them, and it will be riddled with memory leaks, and then you'll be wondering why your C code isn't really good. But yeah, if this guy figures out how to do this, I'll do it. I'll make it a distribution. I might as well. I feel like it's okay enough to do something like that. But yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like I gotta make a video at some point just getting people to stop blindly following things. Same goes with assembly. Exactly, dude. And it takes so long to write. Like, if I want to write something simple in Python, it takes like a matter of seconds, right? Now, it's going to take me a little bit more time to write it in C, and then it's going to take me infinitely more time to write it in assembly. Using namespace std, yeah. Standard, yeah. C out, C in, all that stuff from C++. It's like using Doom Emacs versus building your own config. 9 out of 10, yours will be... Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like, if I don't know. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, because I've been using Neovim and I've been using Vim for, like, probably going on 5 years now, right? And if you're really into it, yeah, sure, like, go build your own, right? But, like, I would recommend anyone just start with something like my config, because it's just super simple. It does everything basically that you could possibly want it to do, and it has 5 years of time put into it, you know? And it's like, it's probably just easier. These are all my mods. I forget what else I was going to do. Oh yeah, well I guess because the Lua thing's busted, I can't really do anything with that. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything in here. Oh yeah, he had this Docker image. I gotta start doing things with Docker too. I have a bunch of documentation on Docker that I have to start making into videos as well. Very important stuff happening here. Using org mode for only the most important stuff. Let's see. Neovim. And then we'll move Neovim.old back to Neovim. And if Coker ever fixes that, then I will get back into that. Don't read that list. What's on the list? I didn't read it. Yeah, it's a great list. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I just wish they had better names. I mean, I don't know. Because I can never know like what I'm gonna get, and I'm telling you, a few of you guys are probably just showing up, but like I still like this Fe thing because it's so simple to use Fe to just change between different wallpapers. Right now I gotta find one that I like that I haven't used in a while. This guy's kind of cool. Sometimes I find that it just goes back to the same ones over and over again. Yeah, like that. Whatever. Go with, alright, and the next couple. I don't care. There we go. That's where we're going to stay. Is there anything else that I really wanted to do today? I got pretty much everything done with that. I know there was some stuff I wanted to fix with the thing on my blog, but I don't care about that right now. How close did I get for this article? Oh, nowhere at all. Sweet. All right. Something that I'm interested in is the language server protocol support for Emacs. Versus COC. Here we go. This is a great thread. When was this made? 2 months ago. Okay, so it's pretty relevant. Not starting a debate or anything, but I'd just love to know how these two projects look when we put them side by side, because to be honest, they seem an awful lot identical at first. What? Because to be honest, they seem an awful lot identical at first glance. Okay, whatever. I'm rather a heavy LSP mode user, but never experienced COC and Vim. If you happen to have tried both, love to know your experience, performance differences, blah, 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 blah. All right, here's a nice lengthy answer with 4 points. All right, using COC with Neovim and all the completion system I try and find it to be the best. However, I do remember times properly, base modules, blah, 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 blah. I just want to see like this over this. Sometimes I see language server processes having coincided completions. Down to my configuration, I'm sure. Then I moved to Emacs for programming work, immediately started using LSP mode for this. On the whole, everything just seemed to work. Okay, so they do like LSP mode. I think LSP mode is a thing that came with Emacs 27. So like when I was using Emacs years ago, I was using Emacs 24 and 25, I think. So Emacs 27 LSP mode. Okay, hold up. Hilarious names, yeah. I don't care. I'll accept anything to that repo. How did you enable go to definition for JS project? Jump to definition for COC is really inconsistent at times. Really? I don't know. I don't think I have that issue. Let me see if it's inconsistent for me at all. Let's see if we go to repos. All right, no, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to plus J, and then we're going to do blog. All right, there we go. Now, if I go to source, if I go to, I don't know, we'll go to pages. Nah, we'll go to templates and blog post. Okay. So let's see. I want to go to the Git talk component, which isn't even a component that is mine. It's there, and then I think I can go. I think this is a weird one because I can't find the declaration for this file or whatever, so I can't find that in path. This one is a little odd. So if you're talking about something like this, I can see where you're coming from. I don't know how it would behave in VS Code. I would even assume that it would have the same issue in VS Code. But let's try one of my own components, or even let's try a different component, right? So like, for instance, I guess at first we'll use like the IMG component, whatever, right? So I'm able to go right to the IMG component, like no problem, right? And then if I go out, or the image component, this is my layout component that I created, GD. I guess it's open somewhere else, so I can do edit anyway. Whatever, I don't care. And I made it here, header component, GD. Where do I have this open? I must have this open somewhere else. Or I must have done something stupid. But yeah, I think for the most part, go to definition works pretty well for me. Bookmarks on Startify, you can pop all your popular configs into it. I have, you know what? I do have that. I'm just stupid and haven't used it. So like, okay, see, I have C for my i3 config, and then I can hop over there. Oh, that doesn't take me there. That's very weird that did that. If I go all the way to the bottom again, I can go to my Z shell RC. I just don't use it because I give myself a lot of good shortcuts, and then I tend to not use them. To manage tabs, yeah. Time for bed. What time is it over here? It's 5:20. I guess it's different. I think he's in the Middle East, right? Yeah, so like I think actually I have something weird in here. Like I didn't give, like I even have it for specific directories too. So like if I go here, I'll just immediately open up my blog. I think the cock Neovim is faster than Emacs LSP. Is it? Because I know COC, I don't know what Emacs, what does Emacs LSP use? Emacs LSP. What is, I gotta figure out what it's based on. If it's based on like the one that's out there, here we go. Like the same stuff that, what are they called? I know they're just language server. I guess it's based on the same language server protocol stuff that VS Code probably is, so. Debugging, main features. Yeah. Yeah, there's a good chance I probably... Look, it has one for Dart and everything. Yeah. One day I'll go down this rabbit hole again. Yeah, COC is the best name. I think the reason... Alright, I'll tell you why it's called COC and what I think. is because if you go to COC, I don't want to just type that, so Neovim. The guys who make it are like, they're like, you know, international. They're like, I guess, Chinese or something like that, right? So I don't think they got the mnemonic, right? Like, I don't think they realized that when you say it, you know, so it's conquer of completion, but they could have came up with a much cooler name, and I think if they did, it would have actually gotten more widespread adoption. I think people would have jumped on board more. I think some people were just like, I don't want to, you know, bring cock into my Neovim config. But yeah, it's possible it's faster. I don't know if it is or not. Exactly. Let's see. There's other things I wanted to fix too, but I forget what they were. I had a big list. It is a memorable name, though. I'll give them that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's mainly everything I really needed to do today. I don't think I really have much else to do. So unless anyone needs any explanations or something like that, I'm probably going to get out of here. So I think I've been streaming for like 3 hours or something. Just screwing around with stuff. Alright. I think I got, let's see. I got my documentation done. I think I explained a couple things to a few people. I doubt I'm going to post this stream since it's like all over the place. But yeah. Alright. I'll probably try and make a video soon. I have a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm still putting stuff on the blog. I've been on for 2 hours. So I have, like, I've put stuff on the blog. I just haven't made a bunch of stuff. I gotta figure out if there's any, like, I think some stuff I was thinking about, like, doing was maybe, like, doing, like, other stuff for Neovim. Like, I guess I could do, like, easy stuff, like multiple cursors or stuff like that, or I have, like, emojis and stuff. But I feel like I gotta move on from Neovim and do a few other things, so I gotta look into some other stuff to do. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here, so I'll hopefully see you guys again. Well, I'll definitely see you guys in the Discord server, but I'll see you guys, hopefully I'll make another video sometime this week.